Tonight on Titans football with Brian Callahan, presented by SeatGeek. The Titans clashed with the Colts in an AFC South showdown. The head coach is here to break down the film and the game day action. It all starts right now. From the BetMGM studio, I'm Taylor Zarzer, joined by Titans head coach Brian Callahan. It was a tough battle with the Indianapolis Colts. There's a lot to talk about, Coach. Let's get into our Week 3 wrap-up with Callie's official review, the biggest takeaways from the rival matchup with the Colts.
Yeah, had plenty of things that were encouraging. Got in a spot down in the game that we had to veer a little bit from what we wanted to do initially just to try to climb back into it. But really proud of the performances of some of the guys. The young players continue to play well for us. Alec Eilmanor, Cam Ward really had a nice game in totality. He's getting better every week. It's fun to see Jim DK and Gunnar Helm out there doing things for us on offense and in special teams. Defensively, I think Jeff Simmons continues to be an absolute force to be reckoned with. He's playing really good football right now for us. At the end of the day, he just didn't do enough good things consistently through the course of the game to put us in position to win, and spotting them 7 points off the jump was another hole we had to dig out of. So Indianapolis is playing good football right now. They're about as good a team as any on offense, and we had some really good moments against them, and then we had some others that we got to clean up and do better.
As you said, you're developing a roster that's counting on a lot of young guys. Alec Eilmanor back-to-back weeks with touchdown catches, and clearly that connection between two rookies, Cam Ward and Alec Eilmanor, is one to watch.
Yeah, they continue to grow and they continue to make plays. Alec continues to refine his craft. You see him getting better every week when it comes to route running, route detail, separating the win versus tight coverage. Really been impressed with him through 3 games so far, and I think he's only going to get better.
As for Cam Ward, Coach, you mentioned a mistake at the beginning of the game, but he played with more tempo, no huddle, threw for over 200 yards in the game. What did you think of his ability to bounce back after the early mistake? Yeah,
the mistake didn't faze him. He played pretty well in the game overall. Got to do a better job keeping out of some of those third and longs early in the game that keep getting us as these games have gone on. We got to do a better job staying on schedule. But really through the course of the game, he got better and more comfortable and played faster. It was really good to see. It was another improved performance from the week before.
You referenced Jeff Simmons, Coach, and the defense. Jeff Simmons is a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's playing like a 4-time Pro Bowler in the first 3 weeks of the year.
Yeah, there's no debating at the level he's playing at right now. He's our most disruptive player in the run game and the pass game, and he is everything that we need him to be. And he's playing a very, very good physical brand of football up front for us, and need everybody else to follow suit with him. But he's been a big bright spot for us.
And finally, Coach, a word on special teams and how they've performed through the first 3 weeks, not just in the return game, but also kicking and punting.
Yeah, hard to say enough good things about what Johnny Hecker's done for us. His ability to hang the ball and directional kick has really flipped the field for us, and made some really for some longer fields for the opposing offense. Our gunner play by even Marcus Harris this past week was outstanding. Bryce Oliver's been really good as well, but just the coverage units in general have been really positive pieces to our early part of the season. And then, Joey Sly's been a real weapon from the field goal ranges he can hit from, and his kickoffs have been great. He hit a minor touchback this past week where the ball bounced in the landing zone out of the end zone. He's been really good for us. So pleased with the special teams unit. Got to keep coming in that direction. I mean, we've had some opportunities to really break the game open, and those are game-changing style plays.
I know you also appreciate Tony Pollard, Coach. Coming up next, you'll take us inside his touchdown run.
Corey Levin, the fullback, Tony Pollard, the tailback. They turn the hand to Pollard straight ahead, and that is a Titans touchdown.
That was Tony Pollard punching in a 1-yard touchdown. It's time for Titans tape. Coach Callahan, we have 2 clips. The first is Julius Chestnut's 27-yard run that ended at the 4-yard line that helped set up the touchdown. How about Chestnut bouncing it outside
Yeah,
there?
really, really well done by Julius here. We're just running a pretty simple inside zone play with what we call a sift block by Chig. And what we do is we motion Chig and snap him on the move, tries to pull this defender out of the backside, and he goes and cuts this defensive end. And we're targeting these two guys in the box here with our line combinations. And Indy does a pretty good job of bottling up the line of scrimmage. There's a spot potentially for Julius to just sort of cram this down the backside hash, kind of right in this spot, and then we might get a couple. But really what he feels is everything collapse on the edge. Really, it's a great job by Dan Moore and by Pete here in this double team. The safety falls inside, number 20 here, and gives us the edge. And now Julius feels that and bounces, and then he does the rest. Really good effort by Ridley to keep and stay connected on the corner out here, and then great personal effort by Julius to make the play and bounce to the outside and then go finish it and put us there on the 4-yard line with a chance to go score a touchdown.
Yep, and here's another view of it.
Yeah, you
from
see
the
it
end
from
zone.
behind. Again, really physical block by Chig. Nice job with the combinations up front. As you can feel, these linebackers, we talk about it all the time, and these sift blocks, as this guy comes back across the line of scrimmage, these guys are sort of told to rock back in response, and then that allows us to go capture the edge potentially. So if the read takes him there, Julius does a nice job of finding it late in the down. You can see he's trying to cut back, and then he feels the space and bounces outside.
And again, setting up shop, 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. All right, now to the touchdown play. I see a guy that usually plays center that's lined up in the backfield.
Yeah, Corey Levin is our big fullback in our goal line package, and he does a great job with it. We also add in, one more big offensive lineman in here, so we got, all 6 big guys plus 2 tight ends and another lineman in the backfield. So we got about a yard to go, so we're going to get heavy and see if we can't move the line of scrimmage. This play, we call this, it's a dive play essentially, but it's built for these teams, and we really try to down block everybody. We pull the guard tight for the front side backer. We insert with the fullback. It's a traditional almost isolation play with a fold pull by the backside guard. And then Tony Pollard's job is to go get us a yard, and however that comes. And you can see there's a lot of carnage on this play. There's bodies all over the place. It's a better view from the back end, but great job by DMR on the kick out. Really nice job by Peter Skoronsky here. This is great effort to continue when he's down on the ground, if you see here, to continue to run his feet and move his legs. That really creates enough of a crease and a hole for the back to punch through. And good job by Lloyd on the back block. This is a nice chance to highlight the big boys up front. This is just mano-a-mano football essentially, and we try to emphasize scoring with your man is how you talk about goal line football. And for the most part, really, really good job by all of these guys. There's bodies all over the ground, and then great by Tony just finding the lane and squeezing it in for a yard.
And that is a Titans touchdown, as you see from the end zone play one time here, and Tony taking it in after Levin and all those big guys. And I love Skoronsky on the ground working hard there, as you called out, Coach, still driving those legs. And Tony goes in for 6. Thank you, Coach.
You got it.
Enjoy watching that big physical brand of football. Next, how Titans coach Steve Jackson is a Titan through and through. Few people bleed two-tone blue quite like Steve Jackson. A hard-nosed defensive back for the franchise during the 1990s, he's come full circle coaching the team he once suited up for, as we see in Where Are They Now, presented by Nissan.
What's the weakness? Outside. Outside. Don't give up your strength chasing the weakness. It's kind of like being at the club. I feel like I'm very, very, very fortunate. I'm living the dream. This organization took a chance on a kid from Houston, and this is the way I repay this organization back. Steve Jackson, draft 1991, 3rd round, played from 1991 to 1999. I am now currently the secondary safeties coach for the Tennessee Titans.
Round it up. Take what to do is hold it so that you keep thinking.
Still, word of the day, details. Details. Getting into coaching was kind of not my decision. Greg Williams, who was my defensive coordinator at the time, he saw some things in me that he thought might be able to translate, into coaching, such as the leadership and knowledge of systems and techniques. And he said, you know, you're probably just crazy enough to get into this business. So I said, well, maybe you're right, and the rest is history.
The most important part was Denard really had a great relationship with Steve. They had worked together before. He believed in him, he trusted him. It just so happened that I had also coached with Steve before in Cincinnati for a little bit. So I saw firsthand the same things that Denard did. Again, another former player that has the perspective that he can offer to our players now.
Let him come to you. You want him to come to you. As long as you got that leverage over the top at the beginning, yeah, boom, get right to the hip and let the magic happen from there. The advantage that it gives me is that when we say play like a Titan, I truly understand what it means to play like a Titan. And my guys are gonna know what it feels like to play like a Titan. That's something that I don't mess around with, that's something that I don't play with. Again, it's a lifestyle. You're gonna live like a Titan, you're gonna play like a Titan, you're gonna study like a Titan. You will do the things that are required to be a part of this organization. And there's no ifs, ands, buts about it.
So I was like,
Yeah.
hold on.
But you wanna stick that foot in the ground, bam, right back to that shoulder.
Once he got in, all right, let me get
Yeah.
try to get some width, and then it was
a hell of a coach. He was a hell of a player. So, you know, whenever he says something, you listen because, you know, he's done it before. Whenever a coach can come up and say to do it this way and then he can pull up his film and he can prove it, then, you know, that's how you know you have a great coach.
You turned into two different players. You turned into a player with good eyes that forces the throws to reacting with bad eyes to everything. These guys, you know, they're amazing. The amount of work they put in, the way they study, the amount of coverages that they have to learn. You know, it's a pleasure every day to watch these guys work.
He's an incredibly detailed teacher.
Eyes, 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 what are you seeing?
He really understands safety play. He understands how those guys function within the defense. And it also has a great ability to relate. And that to me is always going to be the most important thing, is how do you get the most out of your players? And Steve, as always, everywhere he's been, got the most out of the guys that have played for him.
Oh yeah, you come out here, you watch him while we in the visual. If we mess up, he'll go out and do the drill himself.
Scooch, get ready to turn and go. All right? If he breaks it, we plant the upfield foot and we come back downhill. All right? So it's here, we're showing them this, boom, here, and then either get ready to come back here or drive down here, attack the upfield shoulder, get right in the hip.
He was a player before, but he also coached on the offensive side. So kind of things that he's learned from being an offensive coach when he was, he kind of teaches us, hey, this is what the quarterback's reading, this is his reads. This receiver's not reading the reads, so let's go play these routes. And so just those teachings allows us to just go play fast and be able to make plays.
He's got great energy, and he's really funny. His humor is, I think, what draws people to him.
Mike, you know what penny loafers are? You know what penny loafers are? Can't get up on them heels, man. You can't get up on them heels. You can't get back on them heels. Can't wear them penny loafers out here.
Funny side note stories, I invited the coaching staff to come see Metallica with me, and the only person that came was Steve. So me and Steve sat there and rocked out to Metallica for an evening, but that's just who he is. He's got a lot of interests. I think he's incredibly worldly on top of it, and he's able to impart a lot of those things on the players as well. But
the biggest thing that I like to do is help the people coming after me. I was taught by my grandfather growing up, learn, earn, return. That has been my cycle with the Titans organization. That's the way I see life. That's how I see everything. Well, you know, I was born an Oiler, I'll die a Titan.
1, 2, 3, go.
Coach, I know you believe that Steve has made a big impact on Captain Amani Hooker, Xavier Woods, and all the safeties.
Yeah, I've had a chance to work with Steve before. We worked in Cincinnati together, so I got firsthand experience before I got here on the type of person and coach he was, and the ability. And it's cool to be able to see him playing for the team, coaching for the team that he played for. I know how much it means to him to be a part of this organization and the things that he's done to pour into our safeties. He's an excellent teacher. He's a phenomenal person. He brings great energy and resources to those guys in the safety room and to our coaching staff. And I love having Steve here as part of our staff.
He is truly a Titan. Up next, we celebrate the original voice of the Titans, Mike Keith. It is an honor to sit in the seat Mike sat in for so long. And Coach, I was with him on Saturday in Knoxville, and he said, "How is my friend Brian Callahan?" I know the feeling is mutual.
Mike is one of the all-time greats, both as a play-by-play announcer and just a human being. He was great to me last year. I really enjoy working with him. He's a fantastic person. I mean, I have memories of Mike's voice before I met Mike, just from games and plays over the years that I had heard. And he's a pro's pro, and he treats people with great respect. And he's really, really fun to work with. And I'm happy for him. He gets to be back at Tennessee, and I do miss him here. He's a wonderful human being, and what a cool honor for him to be inducted into to our Ring of Honor and be recognized in that way for the years of service he gave here to this organization.
He'll always be an important part of our family, and he'll always be a Titan. Let's check out Mike's celebration in SeatGeek Sound.
Mike is the voice that everybody hears when they think of their favorite Titans moment.
Firing into the back of the end zone. Caught! Step on! 99 yards! It's a miracle!
You can't think of a major Titans play or your favorite victory without hearing Mike Keith's voice in your head.
Wow! Good!
His passion for the organization, his love of football, and his vast knowledge of the Oilers/Titans throughout the history. He's an icon in the broadcasting business.
If the Titans have a soundtrack, the soundtrack is Titans radio. Well, that would make Mike the audio architect of that. Thousands of tackles called, hundreds of sacks, hundreds of touchdown Titans, hundreds of great moments.
The Titans get it done again.
He means so much to the organization because when they moved here from Houston in 1997, they were obviously the Tennessee Oilers for 2 years. When there was a new name, image, and likeness, someone had to be there to tell the stories. Mike was the Titans champion, the spokesman. He was boots on the ground, going from one end of the state to the other, to all 95 counties, making friends and telling people about pro football in the Mid-South.
I found out really quickly, once I started working with him, why the standard was so high. He demanded that type of standard in everything that we ever did because he felt like reaching out to the fans. That was the part of Titans radio that he really, really took to his heart.
He was so intentional about bringing the Tennessee Titans to each and every fan.
He would always tell the people that worked with Titans radio, the fans are the most important thing, and we've got to love what we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mike Keith. Whoa. It meant so much to me to be the voice of the Titans because it meant that I represented you, the great Titans fans. I gave you everything that I had because you gave me more than I ever deserved. Titans fans, I will spend the rest of my career ever grateful that you chose to embrace me and that we took this journey together. Thank you.
To see your name on that wall every single time that we are in Nissan Stadium, it is well deserved. Congratulations, Mike.
Hey Mike, what's up, man? Eddie George here. I just want to say congratulations on being inducted into the Tennessee Titans Ring of Honor. You've been a part of the Titans history since the beginning. Thank you so much for your service to the Titans and for supporting me throughout the years.
You established what Titans radio is. This is a huge honor. You earned it. Great job, brother.
It's amazing that I know someone who has such an incredible honor bestowed on them to be in the Titans Ring of Honor. You earned it, pal. Congratulations.
From the BetMGM studio, we're back with Titans head coach Brian Callahan. Let's officially look ahead to Week 4 against the Houston Texans. Last time you went there, Coach, you came out with a win. What will it take this time?
We'll take the same effort. It's a good football team, regardless of record. When you play in the division, records don't matter anyway. They play really, really good defense. You can tell that. I mean, teams have had struggled to score points. They're going through some offensive struggles, I think, as well. But doesn't matter. We're going to have to go down there and play really good football, play tough, play physical, a little more mistake-free than we have thus far, and I think that would put us in a much better position. So, good football team, and we got to have our best.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it, Coach. Titans versus the Texans this Sunday. Our radio coverage begins at 11 a.m. Central with Titans Countdown, which you can hear on 104.5 The Zone. Kickoff is set for 12 noon from NRG Stadium. For Brian Callahan, I'm Taylor Zarzer. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Titans Football with Brian Callahan.